Welcome everyone, Anton here. Hope this video finds you healthy and happy, getting through these very interesting times. I know the yoga practice is what's getting a lot of people through it, so thanks for joining me. It's an honor to be able to share this with you and share it through Moksha Yoga Phoenix. We're glad that we can reach you in some ways and just be ready for more stuff coming out as we navigate these interesting times where we're learning so much about ourselves and getting an opportunity to really go inward, to drop in and to really connect. So let's go ahead and get started. It's going to be about a 45-minute to an hour class. We're going to cover as much as we can. I'm going to try to get it to be a real well-rounded class so we can get into your whole body and, of course, mind and soul. We'll start lying on our backs, soles of feet together, knees nice and wide. Bring right hand to your belly, left hand to your chest, connecting the solar plexus to the heart chakra, Manipura and Anahata, where our ego meets our soul, so that we can feel more whole. Now take a deep breath in through the nose. Open up your mouth. And then as you seal your lips, the little kiss, let your jaw soften. Then just take a couple deep breaths down into your belly, diaphragmatic breathing, nice and calming for the nervous system. At the end of your next exhale breath, draw the belly down toward the ground, hold the belly in, and inhale up into your chest. Starting to make a little sound with your breath as the breath goes in and out. Setting the intention just to be fully present, to slow down a little bit. Being present even with the distractions that may happen, whether that means it's a pet crawling into your space, a kid, a partner, a neighbor, sounds in the background. Being present with all of it. And then just let your arms stretch out wide to each side. Bring your knees together and rock from side to side. So just windshield wiper knees left to right. And then bring the knees up to the chest. Wrap yourself in a hug. Your forehead meets the knees, squeezing nice and tight. And then spread the knees and rock a little bit from side to side. We'll reach and grab the back of the thighs. Start rocking and roll a couple times along the muscles of your spine until you're ready to come up into a tabletop on our hands and knees. So I like to call it exotic cows and cats. So you're moving just more organically, letting the hips and head guide the spine. Really starting to notice the parts of the body that are holding any resistance, that might be tense, sore, tight. Maybe adding some spirals as you pull the belly in, circling around and around, creating figure eights, or just letting your spine move more like a snake. We'll take a moment to stretch the forearms and the wrists, spin the fingers in, back to face the knees, and then just gently sit back, keeping palms flat. We'll go ahead and release, set the palms flat once again. We're going to go left hand, back of hand into the mat. So starting with the elbow bent, the pinky and the thumb press, I want you now to straighten the arm and rotate the inner arm forward so the eye of the elbow faces the front of the mat. Be very careful here. This can be fairly intense. And then undo and switch. Right hand comes in, thumbs and pinky press. Elbow, instead of being bent, it straightens, and then inner arm faces the front. That should make it more intense. And coming back to center, right arm will reach up into the sky, pressing through the tops of the feet. Exhale, thread it all the way underneath. Left hand crawling forward. And when you're ready, as you press down into both feet, hips drawing back, maybe bring your third eye, your forehead, to the mat. Now, bring your right hand down, set it flat, and reach left arm up for the twist. Your hips, shift them to the right a little bit, and then thread it underneath. You'll crawl the right arm forward, bring the forehead down, Good. Keep right hand where it's at. Reach your left hand to the front to match. Let the heart melt toward the mat. Anahata Asana, the heart space melting toward the floor, softening. And then you're just going to slowly slide all the way back, bringing hands to thighs. I'm going to change a couple angles for you here so you'll be able to see me differently. You'll be facing the front of your mat the whole time. Both arms reach up with a big inhale breath. Interlace the fingers. Send the palms up through the thumbs. Nice big stretch. And then when you exhale, lean to your left. I'll also mirror you when I face the camera. Left elbow will bend. Right palm faces down as you reach out. Let the sternum lift up a little bit. And then counter that same movement by bringing the bottom sternum in, rounding out your back as you take your right hand over to the side, bending into the right elbow, left palm down. Once again, sternum goes up and lifts. And then draw sternum in and come all the way around, reaching both hands behind, make a bind. Pull your knuckles down behind your big toes, spread your collarbones. Take another big inhale through your nose and open up your mouth. Coming back around into a tabletop position. I want you to bring your hands forward, like one hand print. Curl toes underneath, hover knees. Okay, pressing down and forward, keeping your knees bent, find a bear pose. Belly toward thighs, tailbone reaching high. Now as you inhale, come forward to a plank. Hold plank for a moment and then rebend the knees. Exhale, press back through a bear pose. And then repeat, come forward, plank, arms stay straight, bend the knees and press chest to thighs. Coming forward like a wave. Repeating that a few more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, one last time. Exhale, send the hips up high and come forward to a plank. This time we're going to lower all the way down to the ground. Thumbs are by the ribs, elbows are in. Now, coming into Cobra, Up Dog, Plank, Chaturanga, hand position is key. So to start, thumbs stay close to the ribs, elbows just back, palms pressing flat. Now slowly begin to rise into your Cobra Pose, maybe moving the shoulders or the hips a little bit for your first one. And then curling the toes, lifting the knees, and moving back through the inner thighs, downward facing dog. Take a little walk, pedal it out, bend left knee, bend right. Now heels press down, maybe slight bend in the knees if your body needs, inner thighs back. Press index fingers and thumbs into the mat and make sure your shoulders are relaxed. Next thing, instead of overarching, tailbone reaching too high, feel the bottom ribs drawing in so your core is engaged. Now take a couple steps, like 6 steps, all the way up to the top of your mat. And step nice and wide. So a little ragdoll, grab your elbows, sway. And as you sway, see if you can create a figure 8. So you're just turning your chest from left to right, rotating in a figure 8 with your sway. And then coming down, hands to the ground. Let your knees bend, your spine round as you slowly come all the way up to a stand. Shoulders roll down the back, both arms reach up high. On an exhale, lean to your right side body stretch. Make sure the hips are shifting to the left. Inhale, come back up to center. Hips to the right as you reach the right arm overhead. Coming back up to center, bring the hands to the back of your thighs. Anytime we do a back bend, standing, kneeling, one foot on our backs, on our bellies, we want to make sure the pelvis is actually moving forward. At the same time, I want my ribs to pull in a little bit so I'm engaged in my transverse abdominis. Bringing your hands to the back of your thighs, move the pelvis forward. Really exaggerate that. And then lift the heart as you start to lean back. For 3, soft bend in the knees. 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Interlace your fingers together and then exhale, fold forward. Now move your head around so the neck is not tense. And then we'll release the hands to the mat. Right knee bends, right hand down. I like to go right below the shoulder. Left arm reaches up. Maybe circling the wrist. Maybe a half wrap behind the back. And then we'll switch. Left knee bends, left hand under left shoulder, right arm up. Making a fist when you circle the wrist. Taking the half wrap behind the back. And we'll come back to center. Heel to toe the feet, the width of your hips, go hands to shins. Instead of lifting your head and cranking on the back of your neck, you can look up and see me. I don't want that happening. So I advise that the gaze goes at the front of your mat in front of your toes. And then exhale, forward fold. Soft bend in the knees, grab your ankles. Now bend knees deeper, plant palms flat. And I want you to be very specific about this. Index fingers either pointing forward or hands are turned out ever so slight. That's going to keep your arms and shoulders in the correct alignment when we go through plank, chaturanga, and up dog. So as you exhale, just bend the elbows 90 degrees. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Do what works for your body. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, we'll get into our first little salutation. Salute to the sun, which has been so kind to us these last few days here in Arizona. Let's come high on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump. As you inhale, heart comes forward, hands reach back, palms face the mat. I want you to see from the side why. 1, this adds more length to our spine when the arms reach. 2, palms facing down so the shoulders aren't rolling in. We want the arms to rotate externally, crown of the head stretching forward, inner thighs moving back. Now exhale, fold in half. Inhale, we're going to rise all the way up to stand. And with an exhale breath, simply bend the knees as you draw your hands to heart center. Sweep the arms up and overhead. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, fingertips gaze at the front of the toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. Nice deep breath in and out. Maybe you want to give it a little bit of a shake, pulsing the heels up and down, keeping the arms straight, legs straight. It's a nice way to release, and during these times, I'm sure we could all release something, right? A little tension, a little stress. Exhale, both knees bend, jump or step to the front. Inhale, heart forward, hands back. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, rising all the way up to stand. Exhale, bend the knees as the hands come through the heart. Sweep the arms up and around, and then exhale, bow down. Inhale, half lift, reach to the crown. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhales up. Exhale down. Couple deep breaths. At the end of your next exhale, your knees will bend, jump or step. Inhale, heart forward, hands back. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, rising to stand. Exhale, bend the knees, sit deep. Arms sweep. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. All right, see if you can lift your toes off the ground. No, not your heels, your toes. So press your heels toward the floor. Now, using the strength of the inner thigh, imagine there's a string connected to your inner thigh and the back of your knee. Lifting from that string, keeping legs straight, right leg goes up, 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 and then it bends and you can stack open the hip. Try to square off the shoulders a little bit so the right side of the chest comes down, left heel toward the ground. Maybe you're circling it around or kicking it out. And with an exhale, step to your right thumb, runner's lunge. Simply stay in a runner's lunge, and as you inhale, rise on your fingertips. And when you exhale, start to straighten your front leg. And it may be a little bent as long as you feel the stretch. Relax the back of the neck, shoulders away from the ears. Bend your right knee nice and deep. Lower the back knee down to the ground. Draw the belly off the thigh, then reach up, Anjaneyasana. Grounding down through the back foot, reaching up, lengthening through your side body. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale up, exhales down.
Left leg, inhale, lift it up. Straight leg, squared hips. Then bend and stack. Keep your chest parallel to the mat. Maybe move or kick. And then we're going to step it through, runner's lunge. On the fingertips, the chest comes forward and we lower the hips down. Exhale, straighten the front leg. We'll start to re-bend the front knee, Anjaneyasana. Right foot pressing. First, draw the belly in and then reach, lift up through fingertips. Keep that back foot pressing into the mat. Exhale, chaturanga, step back. Inhale up. Exhales down. Okay, we're going to move with the breath. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, take a step. On your fingertips, inhale, lower the hips. Exhale, right leg straightens. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, lower to the back knee and reach. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. Left leg, inhale. Exhale, step. Inhale, fingertips, lower hips. Exhale, front leg straightens. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, lower the knee. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down, right leg, inhale. Exhale, step. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, straighten leg. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, reaching up. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down, left leg, inhale. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, straighten leg. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. One more round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, straighten leg. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left leg, last time. Exhale, stepping forward. Inhale, chest rise. Exhale, straighten leg. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhales up and exhales down. All right, let's take a little rest, couple deep breaths. Kneel, sit, or child's pose. Third eye connect. So we are being called upon to slow down, to maybe rest when we normally wouldn't. We're being removed from some of the things that we normally do so that we can do these other things that are so necessary, maybe for a shift in consciousness even. But it's all part of the process, which is an experience that we're gaining more knowledge and wisdom from. And fortunately for all of us, we have this yoga practice that we can do from home to keep us connected, to keep us sane. All right, back to down dog. We'll do our next flow, our sun C. All right, yogis. Right leg lifted up, please. Now exhale, right knee to left elbow, crunch and touch. Notice how the hips want to collapse and you want to fall into the right hand. Push down through the right hand to lift, back to down dog splits. Exhale, step right thumb so it's a runner's lunge. Back leg is straight, rising up, high lunge, crescent lunge. Focus on your front ribs, pulling inward, then the back leg straightening. As you exhale, lean forward, reach forward, and then place left hand down and reach right arm up. As you do that, draw the left shoulder blade back. We're going to spin the back foot flat and straighten the front leg for reverse triangle. Lifting up and out of the waist, left shoulder moves back, but so does the front hip. Draw the right hip back a little bit. Now exhale forward into Trikonasana, triangle, hinging at the hips, hand to the shin. First, check in with this bottom shoulder. If the shoulder is collapsing forward, we're getting tension in the neck and we're collapsing here. So draw the shoulder back. At the same time, make sure that back thigh is spiraling inward a little bit. So I like to angle the back foot forward slightly. Then I allow the heart to rotate open. As I do so, front ribs, transverse abdominis engagement. As we inhale, we will rise and turn to the side. I'm sure you know, exhale, goddess pose. Take some time, move a little bit, shift those hips. Notice where there's some tightness, move into it. There's just fluid in the joints and they want to move, that water element. Now inhale, rise back up. Turn your feet to face the front, warrior two. Typically, if we move forward into warrior, we lean forward. So make sure you're not leaning, your shoulders are stacked over your hips and your outer right hip is back. From there, just reverse your warrior, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, hands to the mat. Inhales, up dog or cobra. Exhales, down dog. Left leg lifted up. We're going to the right elbow for a crunch. As you do that, make sure your hip and shoulder don't collapse. You push and lift. And then send it back to down dog splits. Exhale, stepping forward, runner's lunge. Back leg stays straight, rising up. Front ribs in, transverse abdominis. Begin to lean forward as you exhale. Right hand lands. Right shoulder moves away from left knee. Left arm reaching. Start to spin the back foot flat. Reverse warrior. Go up and back. Reverse triangle, straighten the leg. Sometimes you can just tell what feels different and what feels sometimes what we can say a little better for the body. And I like coming out of that bent knee with a straight leg. Now exhale, let's go forward into the Trikonasana triangle. So from the back view, you can see a couple things. If I'm out of alignment, my hips are pushing back, my shoulders coming forward. So I want to counter that, moving the hips forward, the shoulder back. Then I pull the ribs in to find the engagement of the core of the transverse abs. Inhale, rising to the side. Exhale, goddess, you get my better side. Move those hips a little bit. Let the body soften. At the same time, find your strength. Knowing that you have enough strength to get you through these experiences, through these trying times. Now inhale, rise. And exhale, find warrior two. But go down instead of forward. Straight down into the pose. Outer left hip draws back. Reverse the warrior. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. Everyone take a deep breath. Now, it's important that you know you can go slower than me. All right, so make sure you're following your own breath. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, crunch to left elbow. Inhale, press it back. Exhale, step to right thumb. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reverse triangle, back foot flat, front leg straightens. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, rise to the side. Exhale, goddess, knees wide. Inhale, rising back up. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Reverse the warrior, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhales up. Exhales down. Left leg, inhale. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale. Exhale, step. Inhale, crescent pose, rise. Exhale, twist, right hand to the mat. Inhale, reverse triangle. You're going up and back. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, rise. Exhale, goddess. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two to the front. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhales down. Let's go one more round. Right leg, inhale. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, press it high. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior two. Reverse inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhales up. Exhales down. One more round, left side, inhale. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale. Exhale to step. Crescent pose, inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reverse triangle. Exhale, triangle. Inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, rise again. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhales up. Exhale is a child's pose. Take a rest. Slow down the heartbeat. Control your breath. So we're just trying to find a little freedom in our minds here. That moksha of the mind. Ending some of the chitta vritti, the fluctuations, the stories, the lies, the fears, the worries. All the stuff that will come up when we're in these interesting situations, these challenging, trying times. When we can kind of feel like we've been captivated, we've been held back from doing things. It's a really great opportunity to see actually how truly free we are. The freedom is within our hearts. That's the moksha. In our yoga practice, we're freeing ourselves from our mind. Back to downward facing dog. All right, so we're going to move through a couple different things here. We'll do a little bit of twist. We'll cover the hips. So what we'll do first is lift the right leg up. Step right foot outside of right hand. From here, slowly lower the back knee down and bring your forearms to the ground. Lazy lizard. I like to think of the lizard just bathing in the sun. Nice deep breath. Relax the neck. Pull the heart forward. Now, some of you might keep the forearm on the mat. As you reach back, the left knee will bend and you can try and grab. I've got a little bit of an injury here, so I'm going to bypass the grab. Just make sure your left shoulder is moving back and the heart is coming forward. Good. We're going to come back to center. Curl the back toes underneath and just pivot into a left side flying monkey. Lots of ways to modify here. I have a student and a friend who has some knee issues. She puts her hand underneath her calf to limit the bend. You can also stay on the ball of the foot, go to the heel. If you can go flat, do that. Coming back up through center. Toes are in a little bit. Wide leg forward fold. Bend deep into the right knee, place left hand down, and reach right arm up. Hips are sitting back, feet are flat. Maybe gazing up at the thumb, and if you can, try to see the thumb with the left eye. Releasing, hands to the front, runner's lunge. Take a big inhale, rise on up. And as you exhale, prayer twist to the right. You should see my chest rise, and you should feel your heart move up towards your thumbs as you press down and draw belly in. Keep back leg active. So we use twists as a way, they say, to detoxify. I really like to focus more on the mind, releasing the thoughts and the fears and the worries, the stuff that's holding us back from that freedom that we all deserve, the joy and peace that's inherently there, just sometimes clouded and hard to see. Nice, yogis. Bring the hands down to the ground. Take a breath. From here, left knee crunches behind the right calf. Left knee behind the right calf. Left fingertips come forward. We're going to reach up with the right hand. From this place, we're going to extend both legs, right leg, then left. Parivrita, revolved half moon, like a twisted warrior 3. Just breathe. I know it's fairly intense. You got this, yogis. We're just going to go one more pose. Bend the left knee and reach back. Now, right hand grabs left foot, just like we prepped at the very first pose of the sequence. Soft bend in right knee, slowly rise. So the goal here is to keep the shoulders and the hips squared, revolved dancer. If you need to modify and maybe go left hand to grab instead, that's fine. Kick your foot with the intention to stretch hip flexor and quadricep. There is a back bend component here, but bigger isn't necessarily better. So for me, this is it. I feel the stretch, I'm content. Now focus on the breath. 3, 2, 1. Slowly set the left foot down, bend both knees, Utkatasana. Drawing hands to heart center, we're adding another twist, coming around to the right. Draw the belly in, try to move it off the thighs. Left hip stays back the whole time. Now, as we bring the hands down, I want you to spin to your left. Spin to your left, and I'm going to show you in 2 different views. One thing that I want you to make sure you're doing is using your core. So as we go into Ekapada Vinyasa, we're going to draw the knees into the chest super tight. Then I go twisting to the right. And the reason I have you turn to the side is so you can exit your chaturanga to the back of the mat. Now, the one thing I tend to see is that people will turn their head, and when you turn your head, your chin will guide the rest of your body. So my shoulder will follow my chin. So that means in this posture, if I look to the side, my shoulder will collapse to the mat. So we're going to try and keep that shoulder drawn back. So when I go into the twist, I'm really trying to guide my shoulders forward over the fingertips, holding the knees in tight. Then I can extend and extend, right then left. And from here, the exit is a twist of the hips. I'm going to show you from a front view, and I'm going to mirror you. So from here, when I go into the twist, I like to go elbow to hip. Now watch as my shoulders stay straight forward in front of the fingertips. If I look to the side, what happens? Shoulder comes in, feet slide off, elbow collapses out. So keep those shoulders moving forward. Give it a try. Give you a little bit of time. You can also work crow or crane pose, Bakasana or Kakasana. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. All right, let's do it again on the other side. Left leg comes up. Step outside of your left hand. So you got that crooked angle. We're going to bring the back knee down and rest the forearms on the ground for lizard, bringing the heart forward. Some of you will actually keep forearm on the mat. If you're a little bit tighter like me, you'll come up onto the hand. Now, when we reach back, same thing happens here. My chin turns, so does my shoulder. So after I grab, I have to counter that by moving the right shoulder back, heart pressing forward. I want my shirt, I want the word set song movement to go forward, the flower to blossom. When I release, I'll just pivot my feet, bending the right knee, side lunge, flying monkey. Some variation for your body. Just recognize that it's going to be different for every body. If you're too wide, to see how this doesn't work, I have to make sure my foot is right underneath. And if I'm on the ball of the foot, it's right by my sit bone. Some people will have to take the foot out slightly to make a little bit more space for that hip right here. Coming through center, 2 straight legs. Feet pivot in a little bit, then the left knee bends and I lunge. Right hand down, left arm up. Trying to see left thumb with right eye. Hips push back, feet stay flat. And bring it to the front. Coming around to the front, both arms reach up, high lunge. Coming into our prayer hand twist. Notice how I go into it. I tend to round and bend at the spine. Now I want to extend and lengthen. So my right side of the chest moves up toward the thumbs. Belly pulls in. Let it be a release. Let go of some of that anxiety. And hands to the mat. Right knee, Shiva stance, crunch it behind the calf. Right fingertips come forward, and I begin to twist, and then extend left and right. Getting long, maybe through ball or heel, whatever feels best. Making sure energy is going out through the crown of the head. Deep breath. If you think it's hard for you, try talking through. One more pose. Right knee bends, we're going to reach back, slowly rise to stand. So I like the revolve dancer because it helps keep us more squared. If you feel the desire to switch hands, go for that. Remember what the intention is. It's stretch, hip flexor, quadricep. So I'm kicking and lifting. 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes down and we go chair twist. Sitting back into the hips, left palm presses, chest rises up. Keep the belly in tight. And now we're spinning to the right. And we do that so I twist to the left, guiding my shoulders in front of the fingertips, pulling the knees in tight, extending left and then right. Now notice my right leg, watch, it's going to stay up to exit. Facing you so you can see. I'm going to mirror, shoulders forward, gaze, down or in front. I like to go down so I don't crank on my neck. That way I don't turn, lose the knees, and collapse. Again, you have the option to just watch me do the demo, to pet your dog if you got one, maybe answer the questions that your kids have been asking all morning. Whatever you need to do, arm balancing, and we'll start bringing things down. We'll do a little bit of stretching for the hips, some back bends, forward fold, call it quits. Let's do it. Downward facing dog. Shake it out, heels up and down. If you've never done this static shake, or if you're embarrassed to do it for whatever reason, you're at home, you're alone, just shake it out, let it go. Heels pulse up and down. Legs are straight, arms are straight. Right leg up. Let's go right side pigeon pose. So at the best of your ability, square your shin, square your hips. So I want the left hip coming forward and the right hip pulling back. And then when you're ready, come on down. Take a rest, feel the stretch. Feel free if you need to lean to one side. Maybe put a blanket or a block or a pillow underneath your hip. Not that we're always trying to just be comfortable in our practice, because actually part of the practice is being comfortable in the discomfort. So remember that. And discomfort is quantified by the fact that you're uncomfortable, but you're focusing on your breath. And that's different than pain, because pain takes your breath away. I will slowly come up. Left knee can bend, and once again, you're getting another stretch, hip flexor, quadricep. Some of you might be doing the mermaid version or full Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, the royal pigeon, the queen. And then we're just going to release, take left leg around to the front. Options here, you can cradle the leg, or you can go seated figure 4. Just another stretch for the hip. I'm going to go with the cradle leg version, holding it chest up, so I'm sitting on my sits bones nice and tall. Right hand reaching back. You can give your butt a little massage on the mat. Unless you have your phone tucked behind your butt, then you probably can't do that. Good yogi's choice from here. Lots of options. There's some arm balances. You can try and press, or just cross the ankles, plant the feet, float it back. Up dog, down dog. Left side, pigeon pose. Again, you're trying to be squared to the front, shin and hips. Left hip pulls back, and then slowly bring it down. So it's nice to think about that although you're at home, possibly alone, you're actually not. Never alone. We always have someone else around. And right now we have other people doing the exact same thing as you. So we're actually practicing together, just like we're practicing in a room with our eyes closed. We don't see each other. We just know that they're there in the same position, in the same place. Probably having a similar experience with all this. We'll slowly come up. Right knee bends, right hand reaches back. So if you can go mermaid version, putting the foot inside, you can do that. Maybe reaching overhead. And we'll take the right leg around to the front. Seated figure 4 stretch. Or cradling. Making sure you're sitting up tall on top of your sits bones. And then when you're ready, and it feels good. Actually, if it feels, period. It doesn't have to feel good. It could be intense. Rub the glute. Massage the hip. And we'll come back up. Okay, cross the ankles, do an arm balance, flow it through. Chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. Bring your knees down. I'll wait for you all to catch up if you're still flying around. So we'll start off with curling the toes underneath, all right? I want you to make sure you get those pinky toes tucked. If you need to grab, go ahead and sit back. Back to the discomfort of some of this stuff. We're actually practicing being in discomfort. I mean, sometimes the universe makes us uncomfortable anyway with situations that we're in. So we might as well learn to be okay with it. So the goal is to allow yourself to reach levels of discomfort that make you actually want to leave, but instead force you to breathe. Remembering that we're not here to experience any pain. That whole thing, pain, no gain, is not true at all. If you have pain, then you can't play and you can't gain anything. So you're wanting to work into a moderate level of discomfort. And for some people, it's 10 seconds, depending if you wear high heels all the time. For some people, it's 10 minutes. Notice your jaw, your forehead, your shoulders. Let them soften. In times of discomfort, it's nice to focus the mind on something that brings us more pleasure, like some things that we love, things that we're grateful for. In this time, gratitude is going to be the healer. Kindness is going to be the action that gets us out of it. And acceptance will be part of the medicine that we're feeling. Accepting what's happening, letting things go. It's all good. When you're ready, tap out your toes. We'll go Ustrasana, Camel Pose. Options, hands to heart. Hands to hips. I like to go to the inner thighs. That ensures that my shoulders draw back and my heart lifts. From here, I'm pressing the thighs and the feet into the mat as much as I possibly can. I also prefer not to drop the head back. Instead, I lift the chin to lengthen the neck to maintain a nice clear breath. Now imagine there's something sweet on your chin like honey. Stick your tongue out. Good. Sit back. Let your spine relax. When you're ready, we'll bring the feet to the front of the mat and lie on our backs. One more back bend, your choice, bridge or upward facing bow. First, make sure though you ground your shoulder blades down. Check in with your feet. You can reach and touch the heels, feet parallel to the mat. Almost like you're hugging something in between your thighs. Begin to push down to rise up. Maybe make a bind, maybe reach for the feet, or maybe go upward facing bow. Let's say 5 to 10 breaths here. Maybe 2 sets of 5 is nice. Give you ample time to do what you need. We'll meet lying on our backs. We'll draw the right knee up toward the chest. Extend the left leg out in front, pulling the right knee across the body. Nice big twist. Maybe looking down over at your right thumb. Coming to center, hug the knee in. Bring the left to meet the right and extend the right leg this time. From here, take it over across the body. Twist. Left arm reaches. Coming back around to center, happy baby. Press the lower back flat as you reach for the outer edges of the feet. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. And then eventually take your legs straight and wide. It might be more narrow if you're tight. Maybe you can even get your toes to touch the mat. And then we'll bring the soles of the feet together as we come up to a seat bound angle pose. So facing forward, soles of the feet together. Let your knees come down, your head reaching forward. Relax the neck. We'll have both legs extend to the front, getting the big toes to touch, thighs to spiral in. Draw your sits bones back, really just moving the leg bones into their sockets. Reach up, lengthen, and then fold. So forward folds actually stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite of fight or flight, which is a state that most of us are in these days. Hopefully you're starting to feel a little bit lighter, knowing that we're all going to be okay, we're all going to be safe. We do our part. We get onto our mats, we connect with nature, step outside and stare at the sky. Make deeper connections with our family members at home. Now I offer to you Plow pose, shoulder stand, or any other physical or spiritual ritual you do to close your practice down. And what I'll do is I'm going to close the practice now, close with a chant and an om, and then I'll give you all the time that you need to be in Shavasana. So yogis, thanks so much for joining us. Here at Moksha, we want to keep bringing the yoga to you, keep you going, because obviously yoga is a passion, but it's also a career for some of us, so we appreciate your support. You can also find more videos from me on my social media, so check me out on Instagram and Facebook. And just remember to be kind, to be patient. We're going to get through this. I miss you. Wish I could see your face here. I know it'll happen soon. All right, bringing hands to heart center if you'd like to join me. Otherwise, starting to finish your practice on your own, taking the longest Shavasana of your entire life. Go back to sleep if you can. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be blessed, happy, healthy, and free. Namaste, yogis.